we're trying to get to have more, but
Yes.
it's a strong discussion with them.
Definitely, it's definitely a tough one. Now, if we look, you have a different hat also. You have another hat, which is you're a member of the French Federation, and you're taking care of the professional players and trying to bring the best of breeds of professional players. My question to you is about Egypt. So Egypt now is on the map in terms of holding such important tours like the Challenge Tours or the Alps Tours. But in terms of players, we don't really see much of Egyptian players who are professionals and moving within higher ranks. In your opinion, I know it's only the second time for you in Egypt, but your judgment as an expert in this.
I think we need to find a solution to involve more the Egyptian Federation, because I think it's very important that Egyptian players play in Europe now, or because some of them are really good, some juniors are really good,
Yes.
and I think they just need a little bit improvement to play on the tour. It's just a matter of goal for the Egyptian Federation. Do they want to have some professional players? Don't they? We don't know. But the next important thing that the Olympics game, the golf is back in the European Games.
Yes.
In Brazil next time, but it's very short time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's short time to have a very good players at this level for the next time. But in 2020 should be a challenge for the Egyptian to be in the system. So that means for such a federation is to establish a plan to give time and to give maybe money to the players, to support the players to play outside the Egypt, to learn more.
Of course.
Because it's one of our mission to help them and bring some tournaments here, play with us, join us. It works with the professional or the young amateur players area. But we would like to take some of them, bring in Europe.
Yes.
Take
And
3 weeks,
yes.
4 weeks with us, twice a year, see how it works,
Yes.
and improve
This
more and more.
exchange of experiences.
For us, it's very important because we have to always work in terms of cooperation with all countries we visit.
You want to bring a better players.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
You have this, you're probably doing tracking for the players that you are having and they are achieving. So if you can give us examples of players, because now it feels like you mentioned it's a school. So, but again, you're focusing on the younger generation, which is great. So, what is the examples that you can give us of players who have managed to achieve heading to European tours and even winning?
We have one. I have one right now. Is a French guy, Julien Ken, who won the Order of Merit in 2007, and he won on the European. He's a European Tour player
yes.
now, and he won his second victory last year during the Italian Open, and it was fantastic to see such a young guy play now on the European Tour and won. And we have the same with an Austrian guy, Bernd Wiesberger, who won too. We have some regular players now on the European Tour, like Matthew Baldwin, an English guy who play in US too. So maybe, I don't know exactly the number of old members
Yes.
who are
But you
on
can
the
see
tour.
progress, you can see
Yeah, definitely. And for the boys, it's very important to see that some of the past members succeed on the European Tour or in US. So it's a good goal for them.
Do you see any extra, because there is this perception of this rich game, the elite game, not everybody can play it. But now heading towards the Olympics, things might change, in terms of the amount of players that want to register. Did you see any change in demand after the success of the inclusion of golf as a game within the Olympics in the upcoming 2016 version?
I think the game and this sport has really has changed a lot in the last 5 years, 10 years. It's, I think we can consider it less a rich sport, because when I see the young guys, they are not rich at all. For the Olympics, I think it will be very difficult now, because the tournament tournament format is just 60 players, 60 men, 60 ladies, so it's not a lot of players, and probably the winner will be America or the best European teams or something like that, and the African players shouldn't be very well represented. Maybe South African for the first time, but not a lot. But in the future, I think it will be different.
The demand on this game will change heading towards 2020. So we expect a busy schedule when it comes to the Alps tours.
Probably, yeah. In the future, we should have a lot of Asian or in Europe, just to see and trust the place everywhere. The world of the golf world changed a lot. The American tour deal with the Asia and China now.
Yes.
They put the China tour in the system with the American, and the European tour deal with the Asian tour with the.
Yes.
There is a battle between America and Europe for the power of the world golf. So we should have.
Yeah, so the competition is going to be really high.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be about this, minimum amount of players. It's going to be expanding. So China too will be putting some players within the Challenge Tour and stuff like that.
It starts because the Challenge Tour signed 3 events this year in China, and they share the field.
Yes.
So to invite half of the field Chinese.
Yes.
And I've seen the result last year, and some of Chinese were very, very good, and trust not the first 3 places, but just behind. So I'm sure they will be on the first place this year.
Yes, they're going to excel in that too.
Oh, they are challenging. Yes. They are so good. They are so good in all sports. So why not in golf?
So we can expect, like in a couple of years, the Chinese golf player who's a master, like the Chinese version of Tiger Woods.
I think they are their challenge.
Yes.
I don't know if they are succeed in a couple of years or maybe a little bit more, but I'm sure we have already some Chinese on the PGA Tour in America, and I'm sure maybe not 2 years, but 5 years they will play the Master, definitely. They play, but they play and not make some figuration. They play and try the podium.
Yes, your challenge now is to expand the amount of countries that you're going to be visiting holding events every year, because definitely you have now competition. So competition, because Alps Tour is like it's a veteran, it's old, it's a school, but then you have to expand to other countries in order to attract registrants to your tours.
Yeah, well, we don't make a battle with a Challenge or European. We are supporting them.
Them, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. So we don't want to go to extend in the Asia, because it's really far and it's more difficult for the young guys. But we have decided to expand in south with the African continent, and we have some discussion with South Africa. And first of all, we would like to finalize some tournaments in Central and West Africa with French and English all countries, and that's the goal. Africa is our goal, because we are happy with the African in general.
All right. Finally, if we go back to the tour that you held in Egypt, if you can give us your view about the experience itself and how successful was it, your evaluation as a director of tour operations, evaluation in comparison also with other tours in Egypt for the second consecutive time.
Really, I think we have the 2 events maybe. I think I can rank these 2 events in the top of events of the season, really, in terms of facilities, of the quality of golf courses. it will be really in the top,
in the high rank,
in the high ranking,
which is
and,
something great. Out of 20 events that you have.
Yeah, yes. Probably in the top 5.
Yes, perfect.
So that's a good, and I'm really honest. And if you ask the players, they are really say the same. And
it shows also the amount of players who have expanded. From it was 78 players, now it's 100
yeah. And we would like to have more. It's difficult to have a lot of more because at this period of the period we can play more than 100, 120. So that's the maximum we can play on a golf course. But we would like to extend our period here. We would like we play just 2 events this year, and our mission is to finalize 1, 2, or 3 more in the future, and to give them the opportunity to stay 1 month here and practice a lot and discover other venues, other cities in the country, and to show that Egypt is ready to come back on the place.
Right, finally, Estelle Richards, the director of the Alps Tour operation, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, you.
Now let's move on now for a short break, and we're returning back for more.
Rory McIlroy did just enough to keep the lead in the Honda Classic with a 1 under 69, giving him a 2-shot lead on Saturday and a chance to win on the USPGA Tour for the first time in 18 months. McIlroy avoided a big number early in his round with a superb shot off the pine straw to escape with a bogey, and he gave himself a slightly bigger cushion late as the wind picked up at the PGA National. He hit the 5-iron over the water and into the wind to 10 feet for a birdie on the 16th hole. He narrowly missed 2 more to close out his round. McIlroy was at under 12-19-88, 2 shots ahead of Russell Henley. Henley, who has not been in serious contention since winning on his debut as a tour member last year in the Sony Open, made a late surge with 2 great shots. He holed out for 150 yards for an eagle on the 14th and made a 50-foot birdie putt from just off the 17th